This is the #1 way to get your thumbnails noticed. What I'm about to show you, if I click this thumbnail took me like an hour to make, but it seems like it was worth it because it got like, look at that, 95,000 views. Let's walk through the Photoshop layers so you can see exactly how we made this. Now, first I started off with this picture and I immediately said, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Looks way too stock. He's smiling. I don't want one of him smiling. So I found this, I screenshotted it. I believe from our interview, it looked like it was gonna work perfectly. I knew kind of the direction this was going. This is like dealing with the Antichrist, the end times. So I'm gonna have the creepy looking eyes up there. Now that looks really weird right now, just hang with me. Exposing false apostles. Now most people would stop like right here and I'd be like, okay, that's not terrible, but boom, that makes a huge difference, guys. Texture on the text. All I did was I added this layer in here. Here is what the original layer actually looked like, this kind of texture here. And so what I did was I right clicked and I clicked create clipping mask. You do that on top of your text and then you do like subtract or difference or something like that. Maybe decrease the opacity if you need to, and it looks solid. It adds so much texture and makes it stand out. Most of the thumbnails you see out there will have a picture of him either smiling, #1, and it'll have clean text. Even if it looks urgent, even if it's red and it's vibrant, I want it to stand out even more. So guess what? I'm gonna add a little bit more texture, a little bit more depth. I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting. Now there's a hint of evil in here. It's exposing. We're exposing, right? So I'm gonna add that little red flare because why not? Now obviously this has a black background. All you have to do is throw on the linear dodge, add function, and it's perfect. I did duplicate him. Here's the difference that it makes. Obviously he's in the background right now, but because I duplicated him and now it's really easy to remove the background of images, I brought him on top of the text, just barely. Just a tiny little bit, just because I want to make it stand out even more. That's adding depth. Depth is huge. Now, I also brightened him up a little bit and I added a small drop shadow, right? And that, notice that goes around the edge. That's not bad. I like that. And I also brightened up his eyes a little bit using the dodge tool over here. People connect with people. The eyes are one of the most important things you can focus on. Now, this is an interview. I am going to put his name on there. When it comes to search engine optimization, YouTube does look at the text that's on the thumbnail. Most people don't know that. So you can include text that will help you in optimizing for search. Now, of course, disclaimer, more text is more problems, right? We don't want to have more text all the time. It needs to make sense. If it's too much for the viewer to read and see, then it's going to be too cluttered and they're not going to like it. But down here, it didn't hurt too bad. Now, next, you want to have a good thumbnail. You got to have a good arrow, right? Just makes sense. Now, I've already used red. I'm going to use yellow instead. I just have the same arrow, by the way. I just got one arrow and I use that all the time. Do a color overlay so I can come in here and I can change the color overlay to whatever color. Yellow tend to work best. This one. Then you've got kind of this overlay here that just kind of adds a little film oomph, you know? I don't know what it is. It's an Adobe stock asset. I don't know what it is, right? Just, it looks cool. And my favorite part, this is the #1 way to get your thumbnails noticed. What I'm about to show you, if I click this button, it will improve my click-through rate by at least 3%. You ready to know what it is? It's called the LUT. I mean, look at the difference that just made. Some of you are laughing. Okay, no, I'm serious. The LUT, if you want to make your thumbnails stand out in search, right? And that's the #1 goal. Stand out in search, stand out in suggested. You make the colors pop. Well, most of the time people just increase contrast on images, but I don't just want to do that. I created this LUT to make all of the colors kind of match and create this unified effort that makes it more dramatic, highlights the reds, kind of makes the blues a little bit different color of blue. And I think it's strategic when you add the LUT. In fact, I'm going to give it to you for free. If you want the LUT, you can download it for free. There's a link in the description below. Enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to be doing more videos just like this one, so stay tuned, subscribe so you never miss an upload.